Reporter Alex Koch has discovered that Turning Point USA, the right-wing student organization that terrorizes professors that they do not agree with, is receiving quite a bit of money from GEO Group, which is a private prison. And GEO Group, by the way, is taking in a lot in government contracts to provide detention facilities for migrants at the border. Now, GEO Group, according to Alex Koch's reporting, gave 2 donations of $25,000 on March 24th and October 23rd, each listed as part of its annual contribution. So they give this money to Turning Point USA, and then Turning Point USA immediately turns around and puts out pro GEO Group, pro detention facility propaganda. One example of that is what Candace Owens did. So again, immediately after receiving these donations, Candace Owens puts this video out on Twitter. Take a look.
I was able to get access to go into an actual immigration center that is here in Broward County. I'm going to show you guys where I'm at. I hope this is the most viral Periscope video that I do. I genuinely hope that every single person retweets this. Children are being mistreated in this country. They are not the children that are sent to ICE immigration centers, okay? And by the way, I'm with an entire film crew. So I'm about to blow up this narrative in a way that the left is not expecting because they are filthy, disgusting liars. And I'm sorry that I am so angry right now, but what I just saw was astonishing, okay? This place is nicer than where I went to the public school system. There's a nursing station that is so clean and so nice where they dine. They're sitting down laughing, eating food. They have people that go to the counter that can participate if they want. They can help cook if they want. Let me tell you what the activities they have here. I walked in on the women that were in their arts and crafts session. They had just concluded their Zumba class, okay? In the same room that they do their Zumba, they also have to do their arts and crafts, okay? That's just for the woman's side. And I will be posting and doing a documentary on what is actually happening. You knew that no one within those walls was going to say anything. And you didn't think that I would have the gall to come down here with the camera crew and to blow up all of your lies. It is coming to you soon.
My favorite part of that was not her cursing about the kids' classes. It was when she said, I was able to obtain access. Gee, I wonder how you were able to obtain access, because it's the same people who are paying your salary at the time when you worked for them.
I also want to note that in the end of that video, she references like a documentary or something that she's going to do about the facility to basically blow up the narrative that these facilities are not keeping these migrants in safe conditions. We've been searching for that documentary, it doesn't exist. We've been searching for that video, doesn't exist. So where is it? Did you blow up the narrative? I mean, it's just sick. It's sick. I mean, at this point, I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again, 6 kids have died in Border Patrol custody, and dozens have died total, including adults.
But let's talk about that particular facility, because she says that place is just heaven on earth.
They're doing Zumba. They're doing Zumba.
Yeah.
Are they doing Zumba, Jake?
Broward Transitional Center, according to a 2013 report on the Center by nonprofit law firm Americans for Immigrant Justice, detailed, quote, detainee on detainee rape. And with no investigation or charges, and quote, shameful medical practices. Now, she wound up visiting there years later when the GEO Group gives her group money, then says, okay, we found a place that we cleaned up that used to have detainee on detainee rape and shameful medical practices, but you're bringing this big film crew that we paid for? Great, we'll clean it up for, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, maybe it was horrible and she went in and was like, yeah, good enough, who cares? Check cleared, right? Check cleared, yes. I can't believe the liberals are lying. It's wonderful, they got Zumba classes in there, right? So either way, the whole thing is a sham. That facility was disastrous. And she goes in there and does propaganda that she literally got paid for.
I don't get it. How can money be that important to you? How? I just don't understand it. I literally don't understand it. I can't comprehend how, and she's not getting that 50 grand completely. Like that's not 100% her money. So how much does it take to sell out like this? That's what I'm wondering. Anyway, let me give you some more details. And again, this is on Sludge, which is one of the outlets that Alex Koch writes for. I highly recommend you read his full report, which I've tweeted. He writes, the group, Turning Point USA, bills itself as a grassroots activist network, but it receives funding from Republican politicians and GOP megadonors, including Representative Greg Gianforte, Home Depot co-founder Bernie Marcus, former Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner, and also shipping supplies magnate Richard Uihlein. Now, if you bring this up to Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, here's the kind of reaction you'll get.
Charlie? I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe.
Everyone,
35,000 donors across the country, my friend Cenk. We are funded by the grassroots of this country. You can try to demagogue it all you want.
Grassroots. Apparently Foster Freeze and Republican billionaires are the grassroots. It's like, no. We even have Republican multimillionaires. We're real grassroots. So when a private prison company pays you to take away freedom from not just immigrants, but American citizens. Those private prisons aren't just for immigrants. They legally bribe our politicians to imprison more and more Americans.
Yes.
And take away their freedom.
Yes.
And then you set up a group that you claim is based on freedom.
That's right.
I believe you've broken the record on irony.
So look, private prisons, like the bane of our existence. And most people don't know how deep this goes. Private prisons started in America. There was a real boom in the 1980s because of the war on marijuana. And so they've been working with organizations like ALEC to push for tough on crime legislation and imprison as many Americans as possible, because nonviolent Americans, because this is how they make their money. And where do you think these private prisons get their money from? Us, the US taxpayer. So for all the right wingers out there who don't care about anything other than money, you don't care about the cruelty, you don't care about being a decent human being, you don't care about compassion or empathy, okay, fine. Let me speak a language that apparently does resonate with you and talk about the money. Okay, because GEO Group is taking a lot of our taxpayer money while our politicians turn around and tell us they can't afford our health care, right? So let's go to graphic 30. So far this year alone, GEO Group has gotten $27.1 million worth of ICE contracts for the facility.
And we're only halfway through the year. They have received over $143 million in ICE contracts just for that one Broward Transitional Center that Candace Owens was talking about. So overall, they have received more than $1.8 billion in ICE contracts. So they sprinkle in a little bit of money for Republican politicians. In fact, they gave Donald Trump's super PAC $225,000. Now, since they get government contracts, they're not supposed to do that. But in the Trump world, you're not supposed to cooperate with the FBI, you're not supposed to work with law enforcement, and apparently there's no rule of law anymore, right? So they legally bribe Trump, or maybe even not legally, because again, they're in a category where they're not supposed to give money. Now, if you think about it, $225,000 sounds like a lot of money, and then $50,000 for a little propaganda for Turning Points USA. But if you're getting back $1.8 billion in just ICE contracts, that's a great return on investment. No big deal at all. And Trump comes in and goes, what does he do? He creates more immigrants to lock up in your private prisons. See, this is crony capitalism.
Yes.
And then ironically, you know what else Charlie Kirk says? He says, no, Turning Points USA is about limited government. Hilarious. When in reality, your donors bought our government to set up crony capitalism, so they expand government like the detention centers where they're keeping those kids.
What right-wingers in America are doing right now, and this is a message for the Republican voters, is they're exploiting your hatred, right, to steal from you. They are robbing you, the US taxpayer, to fund these disgusting institutions that then turn around and treat humans poorly. Like, when are we gonna be team human, right? Like, can we just all take a step back for a second and consider the fact that we are funding the deaths of people at the border right now? Our money is going toward that. And again, at the same time, the government will turn around and tell us, we don't have the resources to provide healthcare. We don't have the resources to ensure that your kid can go to college without burdening themselves with student loan debt. Aren't you sick of that?
Yeah, and by the way, Candace Owens is no longer with Turning Point USA. Even some of their chapters were worried when she said, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, Okay, fine. I have no problems with nationalism. Okay, so she's not worried about detention camps. Well, I guess at least you got to give her credit for being consistent. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.